Hello and welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I will be your host today. How's everybody doing on a Friday? Let's see. We got Crystal, Monique. Hi, Shannon Smith. Good to see you guys. So nobody's here to join me in the studio yet. Hey, Face of America. Welcome from over at the Lifeboat. So I thought I'd start off with a little thing from the Daily Reflections of AA, and we'll go from there. Just put something in the chat that you'd like to talk about, and we'll talk about it. Since most of us are born with an abundance of natural desires, it isn't strange that we often let these far exceed their intended purpose. When they drive us blindly, or we willfully demand that they supply us with more satisfaction or pleasures than are possible or due us, that is the point at which we depart from the degree of perfection that God wishes for us here on earth. That is the measure of our character defects, or, if you wish, our sins. This is where long-term hope is born and a perspective is gained, both of the nature of my illness and the path of my recovery. The beauty of AA lies in knowing that my life, with God's help, will improve. The AA journey becomes richer, the understanding becomes truth, the dreams become realities, and today become. As I step into the AA light, my heart fills with the presence of God, or whatever your higher power is. Hi, Zelda Z. Good to see you. So anybody, hi, Janet from another planet, from over at the Lifeboat. Good to see you. Anybody got anything that they want to talk about? Either on screen or in the chat? Just going to run outside super quick. I'm feeling a bit high from the pride in myself today. Good. We'll take some good news. Definitely. How's everybody doing today? Okay, Janet from another planet. This is being simulcast. This is Needing a Meeting, and this is on my channel. My name is Carol, and I have a channel called Needing a Meeting. And Spanx is simulcasting this to the Lifeboat. It's live cast on my channel and also on the Lifeboat. I hope that clears it up for you. Hello, Ellie J. Hi, Nan Nancy. Good to see you guys. Glad it's Friday. You betcha. Yes, I will drop the link, Crystal. Be happy to. So I'm trying something a little different today. My husband hooked up a monitor for me instead of having to use headphones. So this will be the first time I've tested it out. There is the link. So what's everybody got planned for the weekend? We are going to stay the course, getting stuff out of our storage that we're paying on, putting it into storage containers that we can store it in our barn. We have a storage room that's been kind of added onto our barn, and we cleaned it up real good. And so we're hoping to stop paying on storage here pretty quick. And I don't know, you're going to wash your hair. Right on. Oh, who knows? It'd be neat if I could mow too. I really enjoyed your video with Christy and the other lady the other day. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome, Ellie J. I think I'll go pick blueberries at a blueberry farm this weekend and make them jam. Oh, that sounds amazing. Hello, Mayonnaise Entertainment. Good to see you. Just finding out what everybody's weekend plans are. I like to keep it kind of light on Friday. if possible. Hello, how are you, Crystal?
Alive.
Right on. Good to see you. What do you have planned for the weekend?
I'm working in my storage room right now.
Okay.
Just because I've got this time off, I'm trying to get everything that I know I don't need until after the move put
Okay.
into totes and boxes and whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm getting one room at a time cleaned up so that it's completely packed and ready to go. Whether that means opening tubs and doing different projects, that's what I'm doing. Right now in the storage room, I needed to replace a couple of the baseboards.
Mm-hmm.
So I've replaced the one side and I now have it free so that I can get the next side out. So yay! And then I adulted this morning. I
What
caught
this
up on
morning?
all my. I adulted this morning. I was an adult.
You adulted. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm tracking. Hey, can you guys in the chat give me a 5x5? This is the first time I'm working with a monitor instead of earbuds. Let me know if it's echoey or feedbacky or anything like that, if you wouldn't mind. Ellie J, I'm working this weekend 2 by 12 hour shifts, but I work remotely, so I can be in PJ bottoms, yay, and a smart top to help the video conferences. That's great, except for the 12-hour shift part. Wow. Hey, Tony B.
Yeah.
Tony B. No Talk Tony. I'm adulting right now. 5x5. Thanks. Appreciate it. Adulting words are hard.
Yes. No, I got all my bills paid up. Some I hadn't paid for 3 months.
Oh, oh,
Um,
well, that's got to be a good feeling to get it all caught up and up to date.
yeah.
Hey, Wally, been trying to adult as well. Hasn't been working. Right
I
on. Thank you,
finally.
Nancy. Appreciate that feedback there. I'm working all week, says Zelda Z. And we had a meeting in an artist surroundings. That sounds amazing, Monique.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Stacia.
how are you?
I'm feeling a little high on my accomplishments right now.
I got to hear.
Yay!
So I've been dreading a meeting. I can't go into like too much detail about the meeting just because of the aspects and Canadian laws and all of that, because I'm Canadian, folks. But I addressed something factually. I did not let deflections happen or backpedaling happen. Oh, that's my timer to remember to come on. And not let backpedaling happen. And I just said, I want answers. I need answers.
Okay.
And I'm really, really proud of myself because I was really nervous. There were 7 questions, and it's a situation that, like, when I started coming to meeting, I wouldn't have been able to do this.
Right.
100% wouldn't have been able to do this.
Right.
And now we're at 7 months exactly, guys. I have left and I am out 7 months. I am sober 7 months off of marijuana at the same time. We will not have a meeting on Sunday, so I'll mention it now. I'll be 8 months hard drugs on Sunday. So
for those of you
there's so many accomplishments.
For those of you who are new to the channel, this is my mama's tiara. She wore it on her 95th birthday. It was her very last birthday. And we did it up. We all wore tiaras, and we did a big tiered cake that said 95 years regal because her last name was King.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Computers output down a little bit on the button on
Baby,
the screen.
I can try it.
You will be no quieter to them, but they will be no quieter to
Thank you for the interruption. Appreciate it. hear that, Steve?
Well, I'm trying to. I've got her trying a new thing where there's a monitor that's a little Tivoli radio.
Yeah.
We're going out of her mixer as a mixer into that as a monitor PA.
Okay.
We didn't check headphones, an extra headphone jack, and then just she could have ambient sound in the room and not wear headphones. And because it isn't a real mixer and neither is the computer, I was trying to let her know that she turns her computer volume down a little bit. She will still be just as loud to you guys, but the signal sent to that stereo will not be at its full blast.
Oh, that's good to know.
So
I'm going to have to try and figure out my own setup once I get my place. So,
I mean, if you just go on the thing, wherever your sound thing is, and just go down just a little bit, you'll probably be
Okay, it's fine. I went down, but it was too much. So
yeah. Don't do that. Well,
so anyway, when we celebrate any milestone around here with Mama's Tiara.
I love Mama's Tiara.
Was today the meeting where you had to face your ex?
No. So the restraining order was pulled yesterday.
Okay.
Today was a meeting with a part of my situation trying to figure out custody and all of that. So it's definitely woohoo!
We've got another one.
Yay!
I tried to bring it up, but it did the next one. I have 20 years clean on hard drugs and 7 months off of THC. Regina.
Good for you,
That
Regina.
Fantastic. Amazing.
My Canadian almost came out, and I almost called her Regina.
That is so good. Right on. Congratulations.
That is amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
We share a THC date. I'm really happy to share a THC date with somebody. That's amazing. We're THC sobriety sisters.
Yay. Amazing.
I love it. So yeah, for me, for the meeting today, it was dealing with a system that I've been very intimidated by.
Yeah.
So instead of feeling the intimidation, I'm not allowing myself to anymore. And I think it's because I've actually started letting go a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I did a good job, and that's a good way to start my weekend, I'd say.
You did not have to face him. You just had to face the
system.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had to face the system. So, and not allow the backpedaling or the deflection, and just keep asking and keeping my emotion. There was only one point where I felt myself getting a little bit heightened. I mean, just a tiny bit. And I took a second, I took a breath.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay. And everything calm, asking the questions, and the fact that I kept it factual and to the point, it helped a lot. Instead of allowing any emotion to creep in. Yeah. Oh my God.
It helped you, and it helped further what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then yesterday, I don't know if I told you guys, but yesterday I got approved for some services, which is actually unlimited psychological services, which I wasn't yet approved for. I sent an application in November. I got a letter back in December saying it was being assessed, and yesterday it was approved. So
good for you. Good job.
Okay.
Yes. So it's been a couple of days of good news, and I've needed it. I really needed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I've been pushing, so it's nice to see what that my efforts are coming to fruition somewhere. Whether it just be in myself and being able to confront a situation the way that I need to,
right,
or in the way that I need to advocate for myself,
Yeah.
not allow myself to get worked up or feel emotional. It's no, this is then, this is now, this is where I am now. I'm
Yeah.
not feeling that. I'm not feeling that anymore. So that helps
Right
a
on.
lot.
Wow, Stasia.
So I'm feeling a
That's
little high on
awesome.
self-pride right now.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
So are you going to celebrate this weekend?
I might actually go out. So where I am is like a country town is the best way I can describe it. Like you can find hiking paths in this town. There's a river, there's a lake. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I have a friend who's in the country. And so I might go out there tomorrow night and sit beside the river and have a bonfire and just enjoy a night not at the house, which I think is really needed.
Yeah.
And then I've already started planning my July trip. So I got dates figured out today. Ideally, I'm asking. So I've got 2 different sets of people to ask this time. So I've got my friend that I usually go see, and then I'd like to go to my friend's houseboat at the same time in Toronto if possible.
Ooh.
So like go away for like a nice evening, you know, me and my friend go see my other friends. It'd be really nice.
Yeah.
So I got to try and match up dates for that. But ideally mid-July, I'll be able to go home again for a few days. And so I'm planning things so it keeps me looking forward to something.
That's smart and good. Love it.
I know how important that is.
Yeah.
Have something to look forward to.
It is important. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, life can't be all drudgery, especially in recovery. There's got to be some joy to it. There's got to be some joy somewhere.
Yeah, it can't always be a job, right?
Right.
It can't always be a job. Because if it's always a job, this is where I start feeling like I'm not getting anywhere.
Right.
Then I'm just like, well, what's the point? Why am I doing this? You know? And I think I had said it, I think it was yesterday or the day before. My days prior to today are slightly merging. But I had said I was starting to have issues because or cravings, being more specific on the issues. I was starting to have cravings because it's warm out. Yeah. It's, you know, this is the time that I would be sitting on a patio and all of that. And I was just had a meeting with my recovery management, or not my recovery management, my case manager for recovery management. So it wasn't the group. I have the group that I do weekly, and then I have somebody that I meet with. Right now it's every 3 weeks. It used to be every week, but now it's every 3 weeks. Hello.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So today. Yeah. So good. How are you?
Good to see you.
We'll get her back in a second. So I was talking with him today, and I actually came to a realization. I used to have, or was given like this much at the bottom of a bottle of malt coolers when I was young.
Okay.
So then I could fall asleep, and it was always in the summertime.
Yeah.
And it was always beside a bonfire, always outside, always enjoying the weather. And it was so that I could fall asleep, because my mother committed suicide when I was 7. So this was just post that, trying to manage my sleeping a little bit, especially in an environment that I wasn't fully used to, but was our family's property. By the time that I was 11, I would say I was having a full malt cooler to get the same effect as that little bit.
Oh, wow.
So by the time I was 15, I was going to bars. Like the town that I was living in was infamous for underage, like letting underagers into bars.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be honest, I looked like I was 20 at 15. I was, you know, I had a large chest. I was, until I was about 25, I looked older than I was. And then 25, I started looking younger than I was. And I'm not complaining. I am very happy about this fact.
Yes.
But I'm sure that it didn't help my drinking situation, because by the time that I was 15 and I was emancipated from the government because I was in foster care. So once I was emancipated from the government at 16, hey, what else am I supposed to do? If I can get into a bar and I'm having a hard day, where am I going? I'm going to the bar.
Yeah.
So I realized on meeting in the last couple of days, I said it's the first day since I was about 15 that I haven't, or the first year that I haven't drank in the summer.
Okay.
And the reality is that since I was 7. And that hit me today with my recovery management worker or my case manager, sorry. And I think now that I understand that, it makes it a little bit easier for me, because I'm not putting this, well, you know, it was my decision. I was getting emancipated from the government. I was doing this. No, it was still my decision. I understand that, but I was a child, and I understand that that was the decision made by that person, and that's okay to an extent. But now I can put myself to a little bit more ease, and it's like, no, this was something that's been happening for a majority of my life. Majority of my life. And I can say, this is the first summer since then that I'm not having any alcohol. Now that makes me feel good. And instead of, I don't know why, but the age 15 was like, oh, well, you know, it's the first summer. I really want to sit on a patio. But now putting that realization in there, it's like, no, this is the first summer. I feel good about this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wanted to share that.
Wow. Yes.
That's awesome, Stasia.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
That is so awesome.
It is. How are you, Tony B?
I'm doing okay. There was a little blow up this morning, but it's calmed down now. So I'm trying to get Jonathan to understand that he's got to lower his voice when he talks and change the way he talks, because he sounds so angry all the time. You know, and I know he's not angry. He's just like, he's frustrated. And I mean, this has just been going on for a long time now, but now that he's in pain on top of it, you know, it's going to be a process, but he's calming down much quicker now than he used to before, and realizing, hey, I can't be like this. And he's starting to lower his voice and talk in softer tones. So it's a good thing. It takes time. It's just like any other habits we have, you know, we have to learn to change our habits and change the way we do things. I mean, 24 hours without a cigarette.
Ooh, amazing.
Really? For real?
So
wow.
we're going for this again, guys. We're going for this again. I could have quit for 3 years. I can do it again.
Well, let's get you a mama's tiara to encourage you.
Thank you.
24 hours is amazing.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, because it's like, I've really been wanting one, but it's like, I've learned for myself, if I don't have that very first one in the morning with my cup of coffee, it's a little bit easier to make it through the day.
Okay.
And if when I'm in a stressful situation, I remove myself from the stressful situation, then I can deal with that craving and not have that cigarette again, you know? So it's just step by step, little bit by little bit. Now I'm still vaping, but my goal is once these vapes are done, I'll be done with that as well. So, but yeah, the last time I did it, when I used vaping as well, and I got to the point where I'd put my vape down, forget where I put it, walk away, like maybe 3 days later, find it and go, oh, my vape. And I'd pick it up, hit it, put it back down in another spot, forget where it was. And finally, by the third time I did that, I'm like, why am I even doing this?
Right.
And I just walked away from it. So I figure I can do that again this time too. So
yeah,
100%. And as Tommy,
we're here for you too.
Thank you.
Exactly. And as Tommy would say, just keep quitting till you quit.
Yep.
Never quit quitting.
Never quit quitting.
Never quit quitting. So, but yeah, I'm excited because I've done it. I've gone 24 hours now to get through 3 days. Once I get through 3 days, then it's 7 days. Then it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then by the time I hit a year, everything will be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Plus, it saves money.
If I have, I don't know if I'm any closer to pronouncing it right, but I saw your phonetics over. I think it was either on. I don't remember if it was on the Lifeboat or on Aaron's channel, and I saw you trying to spell it out phonetically. Mir Dakagal. Did I get it? I've got to know.
Or do you mind
Three
spelling it
TRs?
phonetically again, but for us here?
Want this? There you go.
Yes, Nan, 3 tiaras in a day. I am, wow. Just wow. So proud of us
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Man.
It's a good week.
Yes.
Huh?
It's a good week.
It's a good week.
Yes.
Especially when we hit 3 TRs in one day.
Yeah.
That feels good.
It does.
No, I realized this morning as I was paying bills and phoning work to find out what I do next for like going on employment insurance or short-term disability.
Yeah.
I have to start doing that process now because I only get paid for one more week, and that doesn't quite take me to, like, I get paid for this coming week, but not the week after, and I'm off at least the week after this coming one. So I needed to phone and find out to get that ball rolling. And I sat there thinking about it this morning, and I realized that it's been a lot longer than even I thought to begin with that I've been in the downward spiral
Wow.
and not able to do the things that I should do. Or, okay, I'm going to take that should back.
Okay.
Doing the things I know I need to do
Okay.
to, like, paying bills on time and doing those things that I know I have to put into place for things to fall forward.
Yeah.
And actually doing that and not just letting it happen or
Okay.
hoping that somehow it's going to work out without me actually doing any of the work.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
job, Crystal. Good
That's
job.
awesome.
And good job recognizing that. That's huge.
It's tough because
Yeah.
It is tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kim wants to know if your boss
I
said anything about your situation and a resolution.
didn't actually talk to my store manager. I just talked to personnel. So I have no idea if there's been any resolution or anything like that.
Okay.
Right now, I don't really care. I'm going to wait until closer to the 24th, and then I will reach out and talk to him.
Okay. Okay.
I don't really know how to go about that. Right now, there's still a lot of fear of what's going to happen. And I know I need to put that aside
Yeah.
so that I can concentrate on getting myself back.
Yeah.
So,
It's good recognizing that, Crystal, because that can be
Big time.
really, really hard,
Yeah.
when we see that there's fears that we have to face, but at the moment it's more of a detriment to us. So we have
Yeah.
to put them to the side for a little while until we really do need to face them and work on ourselves, because then we find the strength within ourselves to be able to face that fear and be able to say, no, you're not going to win. I'm going to win. This is my battle, and I'm not going to let me live in fear all the time. So it's good that you're looking after yourself first and taking care of yourself first.
Yeah, it
I came
is.
to realize when I went to see my psychiatrist this week that I'm in a mania. And this past month proved it when instead of paying my bills, I spent my money instead on other stupid things. So now I have those bills to catch up, but that's okay. I'll do it this month because my psychiatrist and I discussed what to do with my medication, what to up or down or whatever. So we upped my lithium just by 300 milligrams, and she's got me going in. She's seeing me like every 3 months, and she's going to have me do a blood test just to make sure it's not messing with my insides. And I don't usually have an issue with lithium, so that's why I use it, but it works really well for me when I'm dealing with mania. So I had to face that. And the fact that you're facing yours just gives me encouragement to even face mine even more. And that's what I love about this community, because we come together and we tell our story and we find encouragement within each other's stories. And they always seem to hit at the right time, right when we need them, you know?
Yeah.
So, Crystal, if you need anybody to talk to, granted, I don't live in Canada anymore. You know, I'm from Canada, but I live in Missouri. But if you ever need anybody to talk to, Carol has my information. Crystal's more than welcome to have my information if she wants it. And I'm here for you, Crystal, anytime, just to talk to find support from. I'd love to do that for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One thing that just keeps coming up in YouTube channels that I watch, in Facebook posts from friends and posts that just automatically come up, there's just been this resonating message of just, God's got this. And I just need to rest and know that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to.
Right on.
One of the things also that's been coming up a lot is, and it was said pretty much in these words, remember that when you have someone that's pushing against you, or there's a kind of a negative influence, you need to learn to pray for them.
Okay. Yeah.
As well as yourself.
Yeah.
And just say like, okay, God, I'm giving this situation and this person to you. I need you to work out, and I need you to work in their life to change the situation.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that before with other bullies that I've had, and it actually does change things. So I know it helps. It's just hard to do. Really hard to do.
Yes, it is.
So
putting our trust in an unseen force, whatever that might be for each person, can be really hard. It's really funny that you said that, because I do inspiration cards, and my inspiration card today says, cut away dense energy that holds you back from your goals. Trust in the process of divine timing. I drew this card for you today.
Yes, I love that.
It's for all of us, because we all forget to, push that negative away from our life, and then just trust in whatever divinity we believe in and let their timing work in our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope that helps.
Fantastic.
it's just every time I even think of the situation at work, I start praying, and I make a point of it in the mornings to pray for them and pray for the situation, because it's the only way I feel like the situation is going to change.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of fear in even going back.
Yeah.
I have to get my prescription renewed. And I'm sitting there going, well, he did say that if I ever needed anything, she could drop it off. So, like, she's our head pharmacist. She knows
Okay.
where I live, and there's also another one in the pharmacy that knows where I live and has helped me out
That's awesome.
other times. So it's
Mhm.
just, I guess I'm going to have to reach out to them and get them to see if they'll drop it off for me, because I don't even want to go to the store to have somebody bring something out to the car.
Yeah.
That's how uptight I am. I saw
And
one of my, I will call her a support. She's somebody that I actually still can talk to at work.
Mhm.
She actually works in the pharmacy as well, and I saw her yesterday, and I said,
buddy.
I said to her, I said, have you heard anything? Have you seen Jay around? And once she figured out which Jay I was talking about, because there's about 6 of them that work at the store with the same name, just in different areas. And she says, well, no, I haven't seen him or anything. I said, hey, you want to find out what's going on? Like if he's just on holidays or if he's gone or retired? I haven't seen anything come through the website saying that he is retired, but I guess it depends on how they decide to deal with it, if he could even be allowed to retire or if they would just can him.
Hmm.
So,
Do they have a pension for Walmart?
we have what's called deferred profit share, which is kind of a pension. And he's worked with the company long enough, and because of his age as well as the years served, he's got enough that he could retire with the company. More or less, all that means is that you get to keep your discount card. It used to mean that you actually kept your benefits as well, but you can pay into the benefits,
Mm-hmm.
but it's quite expensive.
Okay.
Like the amount that they cover. I actually have enough years of service that even without my age, I have enough years of service that I could retire with Walmart at any point,
Uh-huh.
even if it meant me choosing to go to another job, which I
Right.
don't want to do.
Okay.
I still want to go back
Okay.
when the time is right.
Yeah.
And when in all essences, once he's gone. Because I really don't want to have to go back to even the thought of him being there and seeing him from across the way. That just, to me, it I can't do it. And nor should I have to.
No, and hold to that, Crystal. Hold to that, because like you can go on short-term disability now. I'm not sure how it works in Canada because I never did it in Canada, but I've been through short-term disability with Nathan and with Dustin. So in the US, it's pretty easy because it's through work and everything, and it's part of our insurance. But take that short-term disability, fix yourself, work on yourself, do the things you need to do so that you have the strength to go back when that person is gone.
Yeah.
So that you can, you know, be that stronger person that you need to be for yourself, you know? And nobody can decide for you what you need to do or what you should do. Only you can. We can give you suggestions, but you have to make the final decision.
Well, it was neat because one of the other people that I ran into yesterday or the day before, I can't even remember anymore. She was the one that saw the change in me when I went from being in claims to being on the sales floor all the time. And it was so uplifting just to talk to her for a couple of minutes and remember the times when she would say to me, "You are beautiful when you smile, Crystal. It is so nice to see you smiling more and you're happy." And just knowing that there was somebody that used to say that all the time to me, just, I was smiling while I was talking to her.
And you do have a beautiful smile. Your face lights up when you smile. It's just like your whole face, you like glow. So it's nice to see you smile. I know you're going through some rough time right now. Sorry. But you do. And when you help others and you're smiling because you're helping others, which you've been a help for me many times, it's so nice to see. And the better you get, the more you'll smile and it'll come back and you just won't be able to stop smiling because you're stronger as a person.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the pains in the body to go down,
Okay.
That's
which
hard.
is tough. Well,
That took a while for me.
yeah. Well, and the thing is, I actually had been sent to a pain specialist in 2020, and I couldn't actually go in and physically see him. So everything was done over the phone and via emails. And all of all the blood work that he did came back normal. I had very slight markers, I guess, for lupus and one other autoimmune that's in that same family. But what he eventually came to the conclusion of is he said, as hard as it seems, and because of my history, he said it sounds like a lot of your physical pain is somatic. So your body storing the mental stuff from not dealing with your abuse and all that. And it was hard to take that your pain is just in your head, more or less. But I also understood it
Yeah.
Okay.
because I know the stuff to do with somatic and I that kind of stuff. Yeah, I understand the body mind connection.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know, and I learned through the last 4 years that if I'm struggling emotionally, yes, the pain in my body, the physical pain in my body is worse.
Okay.
And I know that there's some unresolved stuff both from work and from my own story. And usually when it's my own story, it is stored in from like the waist down and more in my legs, where stress pain is usually in my feet and back and shoulders. So it's I've been learning where that um, I've been learning where the emotional pain is stored,
Okay.
and and the pain in my feet. Of course, I'm not on my feet 8 hours on cement right now, so that's kind of gone away.
Yeah.
But some of the other pains that are usually extreme when I've been at work are starting to slow down. It's just mainly the leg pain now. And so it's kind of nice to know that my body is slowly starting to calm down and slowly starting to get to where it needs to be. And I know that there's still a long way before I am ready to go back to work, just in listening to my body.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, what I'd like to find out, like I had blood work done a couple of weeks ago. I had asked for it because I wanted to know what my blood work was and get those results with my complete physical that I knew I needed to get. I don't want to, but you know, we all have to do those.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of interested to see what those results are going to be on Monday when I see my doctor. And then I actually want to ask her if she will give me another requisition for blood work so that just before I go back to work, I can take that blood work again and see if there's any changes in blood work. And because like I don't know if there's anything that will show up that way, but I'd like to think there is.
Okay.
So
Right on.
that's
I
kind of
think
where I'm
there is.
at.
I
Yeah.
think there is. Because, I mean, our body reacts to our mental state, right?
Yeah.
Like when I have a panic attack, my whole chest hurts. Like just like hurts like I'm having a heart attack. But I know I'm not. I know what's causing it is that panic I'm feeling in a situation that I can't control. So it's a matter of just breathing myself through it to get that panic to calm down so that I can like do whatever. And I think it's awesome, Crystal, that you have realized what trauma you have endured, where it presents in your body. Not a lot of people do that. They
That's
just
true.
like my body hurts and
I
they
don't,
don't think
I
about
don't do that.
I've
Yeah.
never done it either, you know, except for my chest when I'm like anxious or panicky or whatever. I know my
Yeah.
chest hurts. But as far as the rest of my body where the pain is, I never have stopped to think about it. Now, I also have fibromyalgia and I get like these little pinpricks in my legs or my arms or my body. It feels like getting like a little mosquito bite or something. And you just like kind of like rub it and it goes away. But that's from my fibro. But some of the other pains, like I'm carrying pain in my back right now. Well, what would cause my back to hurt? Oh, the stress of my son having this accident, having surgery. Okay, now I need to let that go and just accept it for what it is and move forward. And that's what you're doing. You're accepting these different things that have caused the pain in you and you're dealing with them and it's causing that pain to subside. And I think that is just absolutely awesome. And thank you for pointing that out because
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So I call those my terrors, like a night terror. Every time that my body starts, I call it a terror. And as soon as I was able to put a name to it, and as soon as I was able to, as you are, recognizing what it is, right? That it's the emotional aspect, it's the cortisol rising. I can't say for certain because I've only tried, it's only been twice now that I've been able to, I still want to try a couple more times before I say it works, but I now call it my terror. I start working immediately on journaling for that specific situation that's triggered it. And then I seem to be able to get over it just a little bit quicker.
It's amazing what journaling can do for you. And I tell people journaling is anything. I mean, journaling can be like Crystal sitting there doing her crochet and talking to her crochet. That's her journal right there. That's her putting those feelings and those words and those thoughts into every little loop that she makes. For me, it's writing the words in a book. For somebody else, it might be cutting and pasting things into a book. For others, it might be music. I mean, just journaling is anything that helps us feel better, that gets those words and feelings out of our body, that brings suppression to our body. So, Crystal, I think it's great that you crochet and you were talking about not, I think it was yesterday or the day before, about not being much of a writer. There's your journaling right there, because think of everything you have said today and what have you been doing the whole time?
Crocheting most of it, yeah.
Yeah. And so all those feelings go into that, whether they're negative or positive or whatever, but you've put those words out there. And so now they're captured in at every little loop, every little weave that you've got in that. And it can become a symbol for you. It can become something that you gift to somebody else. I mean, it can be any number of things that you want to make it, but that is your journal. That's the way I see it. Just a suggestion. You can keep it, use it, throw it out the window. It's out there for you to do what you wish. That's my
Yeah.
favorite way to put that too, by the way.
Like the
Well,
reason I know more, probably know more about the mind body than some people do. One of my counselors, the one that I was seeing before my hysterectomy, she actually worked with me with the somatic as much as I could handle because there was a lot of it I couldn't handle.
mhm.
But also, when you're working with a somatic therapist, they will not allow you to go back into the memories. And that's what I started having troubles with because every time I tried to bring up to talk about a memory, she would shut me down. And that ended up being what ended up making me say, goodbye, see you later, not coming back.
That seems wrong.
I
You're
think
working through it,
part of it,
right? Yeah.
yeah, I just, up until that point, I hadn't really wanted to talk about the memories. And for me, I felt like I had to actually physically, verbally say what happened to take that power back because we weren't allowed to say those words. That stuff was never talked about. And that
Yeah.
was where it got to a point where I had to actually say it so that it no longer had the power and was no longer a secret anymore.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it might have been because she worked more with the somatic. Um, Part of it may have been like she was another Christian counselor, but her her big thing was putting it at the cross. She was Catholic and visualizing the cross and all that stuff, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
There was times when I could not do it, and she would get mad at me because I kept saying I can't do it. It's
Yeah.
not coming. And I can
Yeah.
visualize to beat the band,
Yeah.
but I couldn't. And it got to a point where I was having too much trouble with her. So when I had to stop seeing her at least for a while, I was right after my surgery because I couldn't afford to go because I was off work for 2 months and couldn't afford to see her and just kind of it was a good reason to not see her.
Right up.
And
Yeah.
I just eventually found somebody new. And
Good.
I've been seeing her now ever since. So,
Good.
and she lets me talk about the and go right completely in
Hello.
and
That's
details.
therapy. That's therapy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Actually
wow.
dealing with it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I
she's also a trauma therapist. So,
Good.
Wow.
That's
Good.
Okay.
good. I want to
Mm-hmm.
address Maya's thought about art therapy.
Therapy. Mm-hmm.
I have a friend, gosh, I knew her back when I lived in Alaska, but she's an art therapist and she is big on, helping, especially children with art therapy and everything. But I truly believe art therapy helps a lot of people and it helps, like,
Mm-hmm.
as he said, when you can't get the words out, the art is there to help you, whatever your form of art is, you know? So most people it's painting or drawing or whatever. For some people, it would be like making something like crocheting a blanket or whatever makes them feel good. So I think it's just art therapy is a great thing, especially when you're working with trauma that has been with you for years because it helps you get those words out that you might not be able to say otherwise.
yeah,
And for me, no has been the biggest issue. Being able to say,
Mm.
no, I don't want to have sex. No, I don't want to do that. No, you need to do that. And that's because of how I was raised. I wasn't allowed to say no. I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
You know, I was taught that men have every right, whether it's in the bedroom or running the house or whatever, you know. But
Yeah.
fortunately, I have really good men that respect my no's
Yeah.
and don't push it. And when I say no, they're like, okay, not a problem. And that's helped me build the ability to say no. So finding those relationships too, whether it's friends or family or a significant other, being able to say no can be so powerful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cosmic is trying to get in.
I'm going to put a link up. It'll be on the needing a meeting side.
She's saying she's in the back room.
Oh.
Oh, hello. Thank you. But I don't see you. I scrolled and I'm not finding you. Try coming in again. And I put the link up again if that helps you.
Are you okay, Stasia?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I've just got my eyeball. I took my makeup off, but apparently the mascara is not fully off, so it keeps flaking into my eye. I
Gotcha.
should have cleaned it better.
Gotcha.
I should have cleaned it better.
Oh no.
It's my own fault. I was like, well, I'm gonna put makeup on because this is gonna make me feel better, and I'm gonna be able to, like, you know, stand up for myself a little bit better. I don't know if it worked or not, but I was just like, it's too hot to keep it on. Too hot.
Wally has a question, Crystal. Was that a Catholic therapist, like in a religious sense of therapy, or just a therapist who happened to be Catholic?
Yeah, I answered it. It was kind of both.
Oh, okay.
We did do a lot of, like the Bible base was there,
Yeah.
as well as her being, like, she was a Catholic, so she was coming at that sense as a Catholic would look at things.
Yes.
And I think in some ways that's kind of what got me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because some of the symbolism and stuff that's in the Catholic Church, I don't understand. And I find very hard to understand and to accept. And I'm in no way saying anything bad about Catholics. I understand that you guys have the way you deal with your religion and your practices and stuff, just like I have mine. But there was some parts of it I couldn't understand. And so it kind of ended up being a little bit of a barrier there. But yeah, I think part of her not wanting me to go into some of the memories could have also been because of her religious stance and not
Probably.
just the somatic stuff.
Yeah.
I know I had a
Well, that
Christian.
seems a bit not therapist-like. They should put aside their own personal beliefs and therapy, regardless.
I agree,
Yeah.
Crystal. I had a Christian therapist once, and when she started telling me that I shouldn't be with Dustin and that it's not right and this, that, and the other thing, I was like, nope, done. I'm out.
Peace. Yeah.
You don't live my life. I do.
Yeah. There you go.
When your therapist starts judging you, you can't really have them as a therapist anymore because.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, and that's what
I
I
just
like.
wanted.
Oh, go ahead.
I know. I was just about to say I was gonna. I got told that my pain was somatic too. Actually, that was what Mel told me, my carer. She told me that it was somatic. She was saying that I'm carrying it in my shoulders and all that stuff. But it was so intense, I couldn't believe it. How could this come from my mind? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And and I sat there at the table at the hospital because we were at a little tiny little country hospital. We had a little cafe, sitting at the table for hours and hours and hours waiting. Just couldn't handle the pain, and I was just crying, saying, "I don't want to do this. If this is what life is going to be like from now, I don't want this." And she was she just tried to
No.
calm me down, and she said, this is what it's like for right now. It's not going to be
Okay.
continuous, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
And it's just
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of things that exacerbate it, and apparently I'm also highly sensitive to touch and pain and all that sort of stuff. Is like it's a neurodivergent stuff, and also now I've
Yep.
got this fibromyalgia thing, which I didn't know until Tony just said that the pinpricks that I feel constantly throughout my body is fibro. I've been looking for ants, so, like
I used
Wow.
actual
to
ant bites.
I used to do that too, Cosmic, until I realized that it was my fibro. And I even asked my doctor about it. She goes, "Yeah, that's part of fibro. You get these little, they feel like pinpricks
Ugh,
or bug bites or something,
Yeah.
and it just
Wow.
it
yeah.
catches you off guard. And so the first couple times you feel it, you're like, well, where'd it go? And it's not there. And then you realize it's fibro.
Yeah. Well, I spent 5 minutes looking down my top the other day for an ant because I found a bite, and I'm like, okay, it's going to bite me again. And we have green ants here in Australia, and it feels just like that. It's like a green ant bite. It's a sting, and it not so, but it it's not so long enough. But I can't. It doesn't go away until I touch it for some reason. Like I have to touch it, and then it goes away. Um, but as I said, I'm still new in all of this. I'm still learning, and so. But
Yeah.
then eventually the doctor came along and said that, yeah, I'm very tense there and I have fibro touch points or something, I think he called them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where I'm super sensitive and it was like nothing could touch me there. And,
Mm-hmm.
but he said very kindly, a very excellent doctor, he said the majority of it is tension held in my shoulders from stress. He goes, lots of people hold it in different places in their body, their stomach or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's stress for me and I
Mm-hmm.
hold it in my shoulders. And and it was so painful. Like I needed opiates to stop the pain. It was that bad, and just to think that my own body, my own mind is doing that seems it's uh, it's a little bit disappointing, you know, because
I feel that.
um, I always thought I was a little bit better than this, and that's not to say that I'm better than this, better than anyone. It's just that because I know about pain, how pain carries in your body, and I go to therapy every week, and I'm doing the work, and I do physio. I'm like, why is this still happening? Like, why is it cripple me like this? Like,
It's
yeah, I just
hard to
thought that I'd be
accept the
better
fact
than
that,
this.
yeah, it's hard to accept the fact that our mind and our body betray us like that.
Betray us.
That they can
Yeah.
come together and go, oh, let's make her hurt, you
Yeah.
know? Um, so accepting that makes moving forward a little easier, realizing, okay, my mind and my body are betraying me because I get stressed out, my body hurts. Okay, that means I need to calm my body, calm my mind. And that's where box breathing, like Christy talks about, is really good because you take those breaths and it just calms your body, it calms your mind, and then some of that pain goes away. Then you throw the fibro on top of it, and then it's like, okay, wait, is this fibro or is this my body and my mind trying to play tricks on me?
Right.
So it can be very overwhelming sometimes, but as time goes on, you learn to differentiate the two and be able to say, okay, this is from stress, this is
Yeah,
from the fibro. But it takes time, Crystal, and you'll get there. Um, I did, and I think that, but the amount of time people take varies from person to person.
oh. Well, what
So,
Crystal said before earlier about, that she accepted it, that
yeah.
actually did, I did too. Because, like, if Mel tells me, and I believe what Mel tells me, I just wasn't ready to hear it in the moment because I was upset. So, but if
Yeah.
Mel tells me and then a doctor tells me, then, that's two people that I would trust to tell me the truth. Uh, and it is actually making it easy to deal with. Like, for the last few days, I've been here at Mel's. I've got my dog here. That's making me not stress about my dog not being fed or looked after at home.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's it just and knowing that's made me make changes in a few days. It's made differences. So I think it's good when I like when doctors are truthful and honest, and they're a little bit. I don't need the sugarcoating. Like, well, okay, that's not true. I do need a little sugarcoating, but I don't. I need it to be clear and concise sugarcoating. Yeah, you're pretty sick, and this is the stuff you need to do, and haha, joke here, joke there. That's what I need. Not the. It's hard to describe. I need a little bit of humor
Yeah.
in my medical
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. I need some humor in it so that it makes it easy to deal with. Like, because if I can't crack jokes, I'm not going to handle any of it very well.
Right.
And if
Right.
people who's dealing with me can't accept my jokes and they think I'm pretty lame, well, actually, that's going to be funny because the lamer people think I am, the worse I get as far as jokes. But it's just like if they can't take that, then I don't want them on my team. you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they don't have comedy and a bit of humor in their life, I don't want them on my team because I that's what I need. Because life's a bit of a joke, isn't it?
The
Yeah.
truth.
Big joke.
It's the truth.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually reached out to my very first counselor when I was having so much pain, because as this doctor was telling me that it was all in my head and somatic and stuff, and I asked her because she's also a survivor. I said, when you were healing, did you find that your pain levels went down? Like, I have a very high pain threshold. And so when I'm in pain, I'm sitting there going, okay, if I'm in this much pain, what is a normal person's pain going to be like? And so I had asked her, and she said, well, in her case, she used to be able to take things straight out of the oven without pot holders, anything, and not feel it. And as she healed, she actually had to start using pot holders because the pain of the heat. 400-degree oven, you're taking something out, yeah, it's going to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was kind of thinking, okay, well, maybe it's because I'm getting better and my pain threshold is coming down, so I'm noticing pain faster. And then I had a surgery in October this past year, and when I went for the follow-up and told the surgeon that I didn't have any pain, she was surprised. She said she'd never heard of anybody that has had that operation that had absolutely no pain. Everybody else had told her that it was painful. And there was one day I could not stand it, but it was because part of what you're supposed to do for your recovery is you use what's called a sitz bath, where it's a thing that sits on your toilet, but you put warm water in it and you sit in it.
Mm-hmm.
And having to sit in warm water on that part of my body just ended up being too much. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And so I was freaking out because of that. It wasn't that there was pain or anything. It was just I couldn't handle having the water kind of going back and forth in that area. And that kind of went, okay, so my pain tolerance is still really high, and I'm still feeling this much pain. Something's got to give.
Yeah.
So it's hard to have so much pain and then realize that as you deal with your mental, the physical will actually come down. Like your physical pain tolerance and pain levels will actually come down. So yeah, it's
If that hot
crazy.
pan oven,
No offense to men that are here in the group, but I have learned via Dustin, Nathan, and Jonathan now, men have the worst pain tolerance I've ever seen. Women, we can tolerate a lot of pain, like way more pain than they can. And I think it's kind of funny how that's why we have babies and they don't, because they couldn't handle that kind of pain. So,
Cosmic
just an
Zelda Z,
observation.
Cosmic Zelda Z says, when you were diagnosed with fibromyalgia, when were you diagnosed with fibromyalgia? She wants to know. It took me a long time to understand the symptoms and how to cope with it. She there? Is Cosmic still here?
No.
She might be muted.
About picking something out of the oven. I heard about picking something out of the oven. It was hot, and they could. When I worked in a kitchen, I had pretty good heat tolerance, and as years have gone by, my hands have gotten a lot wimpier. But
I'm here. Sorry, I had to go get my charger.
Person who can grab something hot, if that thing they expected to be inanimate started moving, the trauma would change on them. Even though it wasn't hurting them, they would probably let go because you've accessed a different part of your neural self.
This is my husband, Steve, by the way.
I'm mostly crazy.
Hi,
And
Steve.
I only speak up if I have something crazy that probably doesn't add. And it's usually a tangent.
Okay, I missed you, Steve.
Tangents are cool.
Well, I've been resting a lot, usually.
Good. Rest is needed. And I took a little bit of a hiatus and a I wouldn't say a hiatus. I was just dealing with life a little bit more focused for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
time,
We all have to do that.
it's not in our pockets all the time. Wish it was.
Right? Wouldn't that just make it a little bit dandier to deal with it?
Good.
And throw it in the trash.
I'll get.
Oh, wait, you're in my pocket? I don't want
I'll
to
get-
throw away.
Come up with a new sweepstakes. I think that it wouldn't be as thrilling as a few $1 million or more, or tens of, or even $500,000. But what if you could win a sweepstakes where what you thought you could plan to do tomorrow happened and you got that much done? Every time you thought you would do something on a day, you were able to do it that day. Wouldn't that be almost as good as millions of dollars?
Isn't
Yeah,
that
it
neurotypical?
might be
Isn't that what
better.
it's been neurotypical?
And the other sweepstakes is the exact change pocket, where you don't have any money, but every time you want something, you've got the exact change in your pocket. That's kind
Yeah,
of
that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be great because it's like you don't have excess; you just have what you need.
yeah, but you would never have to
Yeah.
think about needing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
just
I wonder if you could stretch the rules and pass it on so you could make it so you can make sure other people have what they need, and then they could make what they have there what they need, and then it just spreads out throughout the world of just everyone's getting what they need every day without having to worry about it.
I think you
Yeah.
could if you didn't let
A
anybody.
wonderful idea.
That would be great.
But
Yeah,
Well,
I got good
if these
dreams.
people that had, if
because I think
these
that's
people
a
that
common
had billions of dollars
that we
would
never get
share.
rid of. Yeah. What did she say?
Can you repeat that, Tony?
I said if these people that had billions and millions of dollars would put it out to those that work for them instead of hoarding it, I think everybody in the world would be so much better off, because
Yeah.
what are they going to do with it? They can't
Right.
take it to the afterlife.
Yeah.
I read
But see,
something.
I'm going to make a video about my idea of how I can fix the world, because I'm starting to make videos because I don't get to talk to my kids very often. And now I've got all these thoughts I want to tell them, so I'm going to make videos about it instead and tell the world.
I
But
love that.
I always thought that it'd be a great idea. I always thought it'd be a great idea if people got given when they were 21 or 25, when they get a little bit more sensible, $1 million, like everyone, or whatever it is, like
Yeah.
equitable when they hit 25, and that's what that there is their what the government and society puts into them. They get their $1 million at 25, and then it's up to
Yeah.
them to decide what to do with it from there. Buy a house, invest, start a business, all that sort of stuff, or blow it all away and then have to go and do regular work because you don't, you blew your money.
Right.
But I think that if we give the people enough in the beginning, they won't struggle all the way through if, it's not this constant
Right.
lack mentality,
Mm-hmm.
So that's my idea. I would love for that to be something that that's like a universal income, but you only get it once.
Part of that
Yeah.
is how like capitalism has certain terrible things about it, certain good things. I mean, bridled, it has potential, but absolute capitalism, like in China, someone was talking about they were going to adopt planting trees to reforest and paying people to plant some trees. So people planted some trees and they got paid for it. Then the people with trees that they existed cut those trees so that they could get paid to plant trees on their property. So it really wasn't that effective because they probably sold their trees to make anyway. Some of those, there's always people
Yeah, I think
exploiting that make
they're a
it rough.
capitalist communist country. Yeah, so you don't have they're all about capitalism and money now, but you don't have if once you get it, you don't have any control of it.
Yeah, and they're not really wanting
I
to
just
give
wanted
it.
to say, yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to say back to Zelda's thing. I was diagnosed with fibro for sure this month, and emphysema within the last couple of weeks. So it's all very, very new. I'm finding out a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying not to Google too much because otherwise I'll sit there and go down all these rabbit holes. I already know
Mm.
what happens for end stage emphysema, so I'm not going to go down that road. So yeah, but it's pretty new, and it's just another thing on top of all the other stuff. So, but in the end,
Yeah.
this is me. I don't have to fight anybody. It's just myself. I have to
Grandma had
fight for and
emphysema
fight my body.
and lived to be in her 80s, 86.
His grandmother had emphysema and
Yeah.
lived to be in her 80s. Yeah.
That wasn't what took her out. I mean, she quit smoking and she did other things and got better and she had her seasonal challenges, but that wasn't her challenge at the end. She had other issues and age and all
Yeah.
90
It's just
pounds.
where I
So
go. I'm a catastrophic thinker. I think the worst and work my way back.
Yes.
we got a lot of information
Yes.
at our hands.
Thank you. I'm not the only one. I find all of the horrible things. I figure out it could be cancer first and then find out I stubbed my toe. I'm not saying that that's the case with topics at all, but I'm saying what I do to myself.
I waste a day on information and
Yeah.
don't do
Yeah.
anything.
I think we all do that.
All roads lead to cancer.
All roads.
It's like
All
what is it on the
roads
yeah
lead
on
to cancer.
You ever heard that Joe Jackson
yeah
song?
on the
Everything gives you cancer. Everything gives you cancer. There's no cure. No answer. Everything.
Oh my goodness.
Who sings that? I'll have to listen to that later.
So I have decided to
Excuse me,
do
sorry.
something different for myself. I have woods back behind my house, and they lead to a retention pond, so nobody can build back behind our house.
Okay.
So I have never, in the 20 plus years I have lived in this house, I have never walked back in through those woods to see where the deer might be or the fox might be. So today or tomorrow, I'm thinking I'm going to go take a walk in those woods and
Yes.
just be with
Good.
nature and
Yes.
find my place and just. So I thought I'd share that today because that's a good thing.
There's
Yeah.
Mhm.
there. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing something similar, but my standard path that I'm used to, and like go for a little bit of a hike, eat some food after this, and then go for a little bit of a hike and get some of this hyper energy that I've got going on right now dissipated a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to wear my muck boots back there, not my tennis
Ooh.
shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably smart.
Yep.
Because I use my muck boots when I go in the chicken run
Yeah.
because I don't want to drag all that in the house. And they even have a special little cubby that they go into. So when I go out to the garage, I take my flip flops off. I have socks on my feet, put my feet in my muck boots, go take care of my chickens. So I'd wear
Yeah.
those out in the trees in the woods today or tomorrow.
Probably a good idea. Keep the
Yeah,
bugs away from your skin.
yeah. And I'll probably wear long pants and stuff, but I don't know about long sleeves because I get too hot otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you see Zelda's comment, Cosmic? Oh,
I did.
Cosmic. So sorry. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I also the reason why it's I'm so young and my smoking history is so short that they're thinking that there are other reasons behind it. That's why I got tested for lupus and I could have some
Okay.
other autoimmune thing, and so it's not just smoking,
Okay.
although that's a big part of my treatment plan is to completely give up any type of because I'm on medicinal cannabis, and
Okay.
so that is quite difficult. So I'm having to try and find different ways to do that I'm comfortable with because change is hard. So I'm finding other devices that are safer as far as I don't know, carcinogens, I guess, but it's all carcinogenic, as everything causes cancer. uh, but yeah, but honestly, I get over things. I just have to be dramatic about it first, and
Well, right on.
as soon as
Yeah.
as soon as I saw that, because I was like, I read up a little bit on emphysema because I was thinking, do I need to call the doctor? Because I was feeling a bit, this was the beginning of all the chest infection, I think. And I'm like, nah, I'm probably all right. I'm like, oh no, I'll look it up. And then I looked it up. Tequila, shh.
Boy.
So, and I looked it up and it said that it's a terminal illness. And as soon as I saw terminal, I couldn't see anything else past that. And I cried and I wailed. And I'm like, I was full on dramatic and all that sort of stuff. But I have been for a few days because I only learned about that in the last few days.
Well,
And
yeah. I'd say that's
but
that's
There's
a,
always someone who's beaten it and someone who has an angle that helps them live more comfortably with it.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so it's given me an excuse now to be like, you know what? I have a terminal illness. I'm gonna move to a farm and live my best life, and I hope that best life is like 40 years or something. So, but it's just yeah, I don't know, because I told my mum. I think my mum's reaction was the worst because, and when I was at hospital, this is what came up, is that I just wanted to tell my mum and have my mum sit there and cry with me and say how horrible and shit it is and how it's the end of the world for me and all that sort of stuff. Just in that moment, just have a hug. And it wasn't even my birth mum. It was my stepmom because she was my mum all throughout the years.
Oh,
She was the one who
yeah.
comforted me. She was the one
Oh,
who gave me all that love and everything. She was my mum. The other one's my
oh,
mother.
yeah.
And it's just, and I can't even call her and tell her
That is
or
so
get any
sad.
sort of comfort. Give
I'm
her a hug
sorry.
because she's in that stupid ass cult.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm
but
so sorry, Cosmic.
yeah. And it's not
Hmm.
like I don't get all the love and support and everything. I get everything. And Mel is just the best in the whole wide world, honestly. And I don't. She just. It's just. It's a different kind of comfort that you get from a mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and I miss it. And especially
Yeah.
considering all the children stuff happening in my life,
Right.
motherhood and all that sort of stuff is coming up a lot in my life. As far as I just need to calm down a little because I'm struggling to breathe. So yeah, it's just I'm finding that learning that this sort of stuff is just I don't even know where I'm going with this other than I need my mum and I don't have her because of whatever situation that she's in and I have
Stupid
to learn to accept that and just
call.
move on with my life. Yeah, yeah, you know. But it was so hard because I thought I'd gotten over it. I thought I didn't miss her anymore. I just thought, I was like, well, she's living her life. She's probably very happy in her life. And, I'm happy that she's happy in her life. I don't miss her. And it was only, 2 days ago that I was like, first time I've missed her in
Yeah.
like 2 years.
Yeah.
No, my mother's in, Wally, my mum's in a very evangelical, fundamental evangelical Christian group that's an offshoot of Hillsong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is
I
what it
can't.
is. And also, I even thought when I was telling Mel that I wanted to see her, I thought even when I do see her, she'd probably say that all the hate I've spoken about her religion through life is probably why I've got problems with my lungs. That's how
Oh
she
no.
thinks.
No, 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 no,
That's
no, no.
awful.
Yeah.
A kid pointed something out
That's
to me
awful.
that I thought was a joke. So 10 seconds later, of course, I'm reading on my phone. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh no.
In men and dogs, in their testes, they have tested and detected microplastics. They found it in people's hearts and the brain. I mean,
Oh.
it's all over our world. I mean, if they find it in the testes of dogs and men, of course, men are dogs. I am. And it's just, isn't that hilarious? I mean, look at our world. I mean, why would they do some kind of comparison and then find it to be true? I mean, we're screwed. They owe us all free shit. They poison our milk and our water and they put Roundup on the grass. I mean, that's my analogy. Like every week in the United States, there's something. Were you at Camp Lejeune or do you have? Well, hell yes, we all have it. Fucking pay for that shit. I'm sorry. It just gets funnier and funnier. The list is like, it's got tiers that cross-reference to other lists. I mean, it's huge. And
Yeah, and there's also
it's going to
there's also
dawn
the
on them at some.
chemicals in the air.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And microplastics are different chemicals. A lot of them are, while they're liquid, they're poisonous. When they're dry, they're safe. They're not bad. It's just probably someone
I
said
guess
something
that's why
good
they
about
say it's safe for the environment. Microplastics, they're too small to do much to you really, and they're too big to get into your whole DNA or your biology, and
Yeah.
that turns out that's not true.
No,
So,
it's lie after
It was
lie after lie
PVC,
from them.
polyvinyl chloride, which
Mhm.
is in everything like PVC pipes. So if you have PEX, which is polystyrene, then you're not going to get the PVC. I mean,
It's just a mess of microplastics.
man, you've got
yeah, it's just like
microplastic
what
in your nuts. You've got plastic nuts. That's
you should just bring back glass. I mean, they're still finding glass on the beaches that's lasted for ages. It doesn't seem to break
We
down.
can take anything and take it straight into the
Yeah.
weeds.
I'm perpetually. I've never gotten over
Oh,
12
I gotta
years.
tell my men that.
I'm
I
emotionally
gotta tell
12
my
years
men
old.
that.
It's
Okay,
official.
I think all men are.
It had me rolling because it was true. It was a long article and it was it was funny. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was. He wasn't kidding. I thought he was teasing me, and he wasn't at all. Oh well, that's all I had to share. I just thought it would be a lighter note than a down.
Give a good laugh. I enjoyed that. Thank you.
So I can't go any more in that direction, or my mind will just get crazier and crazier. So I have to call it complete. The next person's
Carolyn's like,
You wouldn't
thank
believe.
you.
Crystal and
You wouldn't
Stasia,
believe the
have you?
rabbit holes I go down at midnight.
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
Crystal and Stasia, have you seen the House Hippo commercials?
Yes, of course.
The dog
Oh,
got my
funny.
poor hippo. Took my hippo
Aw.
years,
Oh,
but there's my house hippo.
Neat.
so cute.
Woo.
Cutey cute.
We have a house
If
armadillo.
you've never seen the House Hippo commercial, y'all have to watch it. It's hysterical.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Our
adorable.
neighbor has a pet
It's a
pig.
Canadian one.
Okay. It'll probably be on
Look,
streaming.
Yeah. I'll see if I
Betty has-
can.
Cute.
I think so.
We have an outdoor pig, and it's a coon or cooney,
Yeah.
and they graze grass. After meeting our pig, our neighbor, she's 80. She now has a potbelly pig and some other little pet pig.
I want
But
a pet pig.
a house hippo, I just can't imagine.
Oh, they're awesome.
I'm sending it on or putting it on the Facebook group now.
Huh?
Because
Okay.
there are hippos in Colombia from the drug lord's place.
Are there?
Yeah.
Say hi.
They've tried to sterilize them.
Sit up.
Hey, look at that baby.
You see up, my friends? Yeah.
Huh.
He has a sit
There
up
we go.
chair.
For entertainment purposes, it's on the Facebook page.
Awesome. Thank you, Stasia.
You're welcome.
I just had to show you my earless hippo.
I hadn't
Earless
thought
hippo.
about the house hippo in a while, and then I realized that they had hairless rats, and to me, house hippos are little hairless rats.
Mhm.
So, like, those are like the real life ones.
Cosmic, so beautiful.
Oh,
Are they real house hippos?
Yes.
are they real?
Here's another one.
No.
Oh,
Here's another
Depends
one.
on who you ask.
Well,
They move around your house at night. Get into things.
it's a Canadian commercial where everybody was like addicted and laughed about it. Hi, tequila.
I can't believe I haven't seen it because a lot of those come up on streaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll use a VPN and set it to Canada and see if I can get it to come across to my
Nadia.
Canada. Yeah.
Canadian. Well,
Yeah. Well, see, I had to show you Tequila with the other dogs because I never thought I could ever imagine Tequila being with other dogs. So, and she's the alpha now.
yes.
Aw.
If you said that,
Bully.
Ben Bacon bits. If he ever wins the lottery
Yep.
9 or 10 times, which I hope it's 11 times, that he's going to have a team send me some very dangerous parts for the assembly of a suborbital manure launcher, which I think that would be very good. It doesn't just have to be in North Korea.
And Steve's here.
We can launch our own manure.
That would be a manure launcher conversation. I love that Steve's here.
Oh man, I really do like that redneck guy that he's on a lot of I guess it's Discovery and History Channel shows, and he's kind of a rocket scientist, but he's got a real redneck voice. And he goes through remote control and launching rockets and testing but yeah, I think he actually worked for NASA.
I don't know
I
this
could
one.
probably catch.
Is his name Dustin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's amazing, and I love his stuff because he explains everything so well. I can't remember what channel he is because I've just changed my accounts over, but it's like he does really amazing like experiments, and he actually went to NASA to have a look at the big satellite that they sent up that has these the gold things on there that helps them float around. I can't think of what it's called. The latest one they sent up, the latest big telescope satellite. He did a thing on that where we went in,
Hold
and
on, Boogie.
it
I
was
know
so
that
amazing because you get to see all the bits.
some of the first pictures of the moon that were used to decide where to launch were actually saved in Australia because it's sending data back 24 hours a day, and they have a lot of radio telescopes. And I didn't know
Yeah.
that some of these pictures were 400 and 500 megabytes back in the 60s. I don't know what kind of mainframe they had access to then for files that large, because nobody's little.
Well, if you ever want to watch a great movie on that exact thing, it's called The Dish, and it's about what Australia's role was in the moon landing and the big dish that we had here that helped them actually land. So, and also helped during the times when that Apollo 13. Well, the big dish that they're talking about is an actual dish, but they do have, it's like a, like there, it's a massive dish that you can walk on. But they do
Kinda
have
like
array stuff down here as well.
The one in Costa Rica that was in all the movies, like the James Bond, kind of one like that.
Yeah, it makes it look it's fun to slide down.
I can't remember
But yeah, I
the
think
name.
now they just use it, you can walk on.
Wow.
Rebecca, that's great. I'm glad.
I actually want to go there one time. Sorry.
I'm glad you got your friend coming, Rebecca, and I'm sorry that you're struggling. I was wondering if that was going to kind of stir up a bunch of stuff with the cult and all that. I'm sorry.
Somebody says they have a friend coming to town.
Yeah, that's who I was talking
Okay.
to.
Cute.
I'm not very fast at this.
Well, I think we've gone into the weeds far enough. Have we had a meeting?
When I learn anything more about that,
I'm not going to say the word that was on screen, but the fact that we got into a poop slinger, I say.
I mean, if that's not hilarious, you're going to send leaflets to our people and we're going to send back poop bombs. I mean, it is, low cost and it's effective.
Yep.
It would.
Cosmic,
It would keep.
can I encourage you, Cosmic? I totally understand what you mean when you say you miss your mom.
Yeah.
Being there, even though she's not a good person in your life. My mom's been gone since 2010, and I still, it's coming up on it right now. The one thing I miss so much about her is I was always guaranteed that the morning of my birthday, shortly after I woke up, 'cause I'm an early riser, usually, she would call me and sing happy birthday to me.
Wow.
And when I cut the ties with her, I missed that the first year. And I still miss that. So it's okay to miss those times and want so bad to have her there.
Yeah.
Even when you know it's toxic.
Is that a bird?
Yeah, I know even if I reached out, it just caused me more pain. And I've already gone through all the pain of disconnection, so I don't want to go through that again. So yeah, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate it. I'm just getting dog kisses.
That's good. I'm glad you have your dog for support.
Yeah. Well, she's over there. I'm getting all the other dog support at the moment. So, I'm gonna
That's okay.
I'm gonna head off. I've got to see what the 5-year-old's up to. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for everyone for all your support, and once again, I love yous. And this is a great space and a great place, and you're all great people. So I love you.
I love you
too,
too.
Cosmic.
Bye.
Hi. I should
I'm
get
glad
going
you
as well, get some food into me.
Yeah.
Right on.
Me too.
I'm sorry, Carol, I cut you off.
Okay, I just wanted to say, Rebecca, I'm glad that you're starting to sort through that stuff for your landlady. That makes me very happy to hear. Very happy.
Me too. And I'll also be your chore buddy and help you as much as I can.
Thank you, goats.
And Rebecca, I'm really excited that you're going to get some cuddle time tonight. I hope you enjoy yourself. And I'm going to say good night, guys. I'm going to get some food in me and go for my walk.
Have fun, Stasia.
Thanks. Love you all. Bye.
Love you. Bye. I need to get going
Alrighty.
too. I got baby here and I have a drink coming, and I think I might go for my walk too. So you
That
all have
sounds
a good
amazing.
day. Have a
You
great
too, Tony.
weekend. Have fun. Find something fun to do, something energizing, something that just brings joy to your life, and let go of all that negativity. Y'all have a good night.
You too, Tony. You want to take us out?
I don't know how to take anybody out.
You guys, thank you so much for letting my husband take us off into the weeds. And
Well, I haven't slept
yeah,
20 hours.
yeah, you've been. He just came off of a 2-day shift where he did 32 hours in 2 days, and so yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for being part of this meeting. I love each and every one of you. I thank you for what you bring. And I hope to see you again next meeting, which is going to be Monday at 3:40 Central Time. And until then, peace, y'all.